Hey, this is Willie. Going over a Montgomery Wards generator today. I was working on this a little bit the other day as well. Took it apart to see what we got. I got this generator given to me for free. There's a cylinder looks good. There's no lip on the top of it worn, so it's been at least taken care of. It's not in horrible shape. The valve seats are going to need to be cut and lapped, so I'm going to take these down to the shop to get done. The exhaust threads are gone, but this has a flange that bolts on here, thankfully. Must have been a replacement part or something like that. It's got a nice Nelson muffler. If you guys watch Ken's live streams, I was kind of tearing into this a little bit. I'll put that down a link below in case you want to see it. As I was saying, before I go investing time and money into gaskets and machine work getting done on this, I wanted to make sure that the brushes were still good, so I was going to start tearing into the generator end to clean up the brushes, make sure the brushes are moving correctly. I'm sure they'd probably be fine, but if I'm going to service the valves, I might as well service the brushes. So I'm taking a little bit of a reference video here as to where the wiring is located. We have 4 main wires coming from the generator head. I believe there's 4. Yep. 4 of them in there. Here, let me see if I can't turn this around so I can get better light in there. Hang on. I think that's a little bit better. As I was saying, we got 4 main wires coming in from the main generator, and each one's listed here. We have a little bracket over here that's listed number 1. Right there. And we have number 2. If I can get it on there. 2 number there, or number 2 is there. And we have 3 right there. And we have 4 hiding on me a little bit. 4 right there. So I'm going to put some extra zip ties on these wires when I take them off, just for extra precaution in case these clips ever rust away. And we'll clean some of this junk out. There was a missing screw on the bottom of this. I'll replace stuff like that. The switch I'm not going to mess with. I'm going to leave that on the box and leave the outlets hanging in here. And take this off to get in there. Okay. But this is pretty neat because it's got a 240 socket on it. So there's one direction is 115 and 230 or whatever, and the other side would be 115 only. So pretty neat setup. This is made by Pincor or something like that. Generators for Montgomery Wards. I don't see a lot of pictures of these 7 horsepower ones. And I haven't seen another picture with one with the wheels for it, which I have over here. That'd be the set of wheels that the generator goes on. So haven't seen any pictures of those, so I thought that was kind of neat. For a freebie, it's pretty well optioned. You don't see a lot of small generators with a 240 or 230, whatever volt it is, set up. So I'm going to continue on here and open her up. Okay, got it all apart. Marked my wires that are coming here. So there's 1 loop of zip tie there, 2 loops there, 3 loops here, and 4 loops there on all the zip ties. I'll mark these as well, just in case these tabs ever get missing. Easier to keep track of that. And I'm going to replace this bearing that goes on the end because all the grease is leaked out of it, as you can see. Couldn't really pop the seal out too easily. Sometimes you can pop the seals out, but this one's pretty tight in there, so I'm just going to replace it. We'll go out to Napa for that. And the brushes are in really good shape. They're not tight. They're both wiggling. The other one's in the back. It's not hard to see. Yeah, both brushes are in good shape, so I'll hit this with some, what's it called, Scotch-Brite. Clean these contacts up, which, to be honest, they're not in too bad a shape. They're pretty clean. I'll blow all the dust out of here. I don't see any of the plastic insulators melted anywhere. They all look good. They're all nice and white. They're not browned out anywhere. So I think we should be in good shape. I put some electrical tape, or liquid electrical tape, which is nice stuff. I know there's cheaper alternatives out there. I'm not good with chemicals, remember what the compound was of it, but that's what was at a local store by me. But I coated this metal frame here with some electrical tape underneath these wires so they can't short out. And I'll be sure when I put this together that there's a little bit of an air gap between the wires, just so they don't rub through. The one in the middle specifically was pretty close, so I put a lot of electrical tape, liquid electrical tape underneath that, just to be sure this thing will stay in good shape. So I'm going to be putting this thing up for sale when it's all fixed. I'm not sure I'm going to ask for it yet. It depends on how much money I have into it. And how many hours. I'm going to probably have 5 hours of work into this thing. So I'm going to go get those parts as well as the gaskets for the engine. So it's going to be a while before you hear back from me. I'll probably start putting this thing together off camera. Get it done, get it out of here, and get a video of it running once I get it all back together. Okay. So I'll see you later. But don't go yet. I'll put the videos together, don't worry. I'm not going to make you wait a week. Okay? Okay, got it all back together. New air filter, rebuild carb, new fuel line, new sediment bowl, new vent tube, and she wouldn't start, so I had to put I replaced the ignition coil on here. I swapped the insulator and everything that was on here over to the other coil, and put it all together and fired up and ran pretty good. I'll start it up for you right now. Got pretty good compression on it. I mean, I can move that generator around on that compression. So yeah, it definitely has good compression on it. So, noise alert. So I'm not sure how good you're going to hear in the video, but it's making a lot of tapping noises. So I noticed the hole in this exhaust, because this flange had been welded onto this exhaust pipe, was a little bit small. So I had reamed that out and flattened the surface to made up a little bit better with the new gasket. And it was still making noise. So I drained the oil, which I'll bring out here in just a second. Hang on. But yeah, I had drained the oil and took a look what we got. So let me bring that out. Okay. As you can see, this magnet's nice and clean. Nothing on it. Well, there's a little bit of spots on it. Kind of hard to get them 100% clean. But you get the idea. And this is oil that came out of it. We're not going to touch the bottom, we're just going to run it around the top. I can see the lines in the oil, which is usually not a good sign. And if you look there, that's a ring. That's not caped up oil making that line, because it's all pretty laminar sized piece of aluminum holding that magnet. So what that is actually the metal sticking to the magnet off the side. So yeah, we got a rod knock situation. Unfortunately, got it all cleaned up and running perfect, and find out that someone had run out of oil. It was still had oil in it when I got it, and there's decent 1 1/4 quarts, which is about how much it takes to fill it up. I mean, that's it had oil, but must have been run low. And it has beautiful compression, but you run them low on oil one time and it doesn't take much. So, yeah. She's beautiful, produces power, but I don't think I'm going to invest any more money into it. Because I don't have any local shops that can machine down a crankshaft. And more than likely the crankshaft is going to be unique to the generator with a taper. I don't have any engines like that lying around. So I do have a newer 8 horsepower. I'll talk to the engine guy, and if I can swap out the engine for less than $100, then I might go that route, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So, got it together. It runs. Got plenty of spare parts at least, but unfortunate. So, hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, it's all back together. Not as cool looking as it was before, but at least it's all together. I had to remount the holes for the 2 bolts for the engine, as well as the one in the front for the generator, because this engine's a little bit longer than what the other one was. Not a big deal. So I'm going to go set you guys up and we'll fire it up. The carburetor's out of fuel right now, so I'm going to have to pull a little bit until it primes up the carburetor. Because this actually has a fuel pump on it. It's not gravity feed, but that shouldn't take too long. Okay. I already have this up for sale. I'm going to bring the original muffler for this thing over and give it to the buyer if he wants it. So we'll see how it goes. Okay.